If you want to be involved in breaking a world record and you're in Vegas end of January, please head on over to my Twitter because I'm going to try and take on 1,000 guys all in 24 hours, and I really want you to be a part of this. I'm going to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. Now, this isn't an easy task, finding 1,000 people. So, women, if you can lend me your husbands for the day, that would be amazing. Women, please can you lend me your husbands, sons, boyfriends, nieces, nephews, because I am trying to break the world record for the amount of guys a girl has been with in 24 hours.
Rebuke, I rebuke you, I 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 rebuke.
Okay, you can rebuke it all, but it's a very practical process with 49% of the population. And relationships are reflective. You reflect and draw the kind of men that you reflect. You draw what you are. So if your interactions are chaotic with men,
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
Yes. Yes. Welcome to another edition, another stream, one of those live streams here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain here, the one and only. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the Chaos Rain Show as well. The links to follow me are in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. You could also follow me on Rumble, my fault. CRain23 on Rumble. And what else? Oh, please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Membership got its perks, like always. And any other announcements? No, I don't think I have any more announcements. And like always, guys, support the channel. I mean, anything will go a long way for the Chaos Rain Show. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. And it is long, and I mean long overdue to talk about this. And let's be fair here. And I'm going to be fair. As you know, for a lot of people that did cover this, I give y'all a lot of respect. Personally. I mean, personally, really. Because to me, if we understand certain things, right, we will not be questioning how modern women, rather in America or in the UK, and I believe she might be in America. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure because I have to double check. But I doubt she's from the United States with her what she's doing. But it shows that For a lot of people, men especially, and we could say some women, but mostly men, that either had a problem with it or made a big fuss on it. I like to turn to your attention before I start running these videos because we need context for a lot of things. Because we don't understand the context, everything we see on the internet or see what these ladies are doing will only confuse you as a person, a man and a woman. Especially if you're a black man, black woman, you're gonna be double confused because you don't understand Europeans, where the English, the Irish, the Italians, the Scottish, the Spanish, the Polish, the German, all any form of tribes of Europeans that hail in the mountains of Europe, or they call it Caucasus Mountains, wherever they do. This is their behavior, whether people believe it or not. So, hold on, make sure everything is good, working good. Yeah. I turn to your attention, and then we're gonna roll some videos. Please, guys, if anything of any agreement, disagreement, express it in the chat room. If you really think it's really a problem, a super chat will go much further. But nonetheless, let me show you something. And this is something that I just came on the last minute, last fly. Here we go. Now, what you're seeing here. And then I will show you the book that's presented this. This deals with the brothel. Now, we all know what the brothel is. We heard about it. Allegedly, we heard about brothels. But do we really oh, damn it. Let me do that again. Sorry. How I did that. Let me do that again. We hear about brothels. And there's only 3 pages. I'll go through this as quickly as possible. I wish I had something to really read it clearly for you to understand, but I'll have to read it, unfortunately. And we start from page 60 down. Brothels. What is a brothel? Patronizing prostitution with such acceptance activities that groups of young men often visit brothels together. Now, I'm not reading from the first page. I'm going really on the next page. I'll tell you the book where you can follow this and get more information. This may have provided an opportunity for them to bond together, sharing what we call a sexual experience. But even in the absence of any what we call homoerotic aspects, it could be seen as part of a typical evening entertainment, along with drinking. This was true of elite young men and strategies preventing them from marrying. It was also true of men at all levels of the social scale who were unable to marry because they could not support a household. Let's pause. Wait. Did I said pause? I got it. Oh, I did say pause. I said pause for some reason. I don't know why I said pause. But hold on. Yeah, pause.
Pause. Pause. Pause. Pause. Pause.
Now, are we going back to those days now? Because this was during the early parts of the 15th, maybe 16th century. One of them years, I can't remember what, but it's been a while back. It was not that long ago, maybe a few hundred years back. But this was the purpose of the brothels from the first few sentences. Let's keep going. Apprenticeship contacts or contracts were often very concerned that these workers not visiting prostitutes, perhaps because it was fear that the money to finance to visit would be stolen from their masters. But the fact that this was such a concern indicated that the activities was not all uncommon. Reference in French courts records to young men visiting brothels mentioned that they had done so. As unmarried young servants, journeymen, are wont to do, or that nature moves them, Jacqueline Rousseau says that this activity was viewed as a proof of social and psychological norms. In the 18th century England, which, if 18th in my math, that's during the 1700s. Yeah. No, actually, 1600s. My fault. Because 1900 is 1700. The 20th century is 19. No, my fault. 18. No. 19, 20, 18, 19. Yeah, I think it's around 17 to 1800s, I believe. But let's keep going. Century England, virtually every madame of the brothel maintains a supply of canes so the customers could be flogged to restore their what we consider sexual powers. And what they call flagellations became known on the continent as the English vice. If I finagle the word, I apologize. The process is described in considerable detail by John Coolin. Fanny Hill is still continued today, and there are references to it in many modern novels. Such cases, however, come more under the heels or the headings of what they call masochism, derived by sexual gratifications from the pain inflicted on oneself, rather than sadism, in which glorification or glorification of driven from the pain inflicted by others or on others. There is no physical basics of sadism. It is purely psychological phenomena. It is, however, far more common that masochism psychologists and argue that all interests of cruelty or scenes of violence, including the gun battles of T-westerns and basic sadism. The brothel was not customarily a closed house, and the women were not usually what they call colistrous there. And public prostitutions, whether they live in the disreputable streets or lodges elsewhere in the cities, were free to solicit in taverns and other public places, but they were under obligation to take their clients back to the good house, where a certain amount of merrymaking took place before they move on the chambers. The manager finds the kitchen nearly as proper as bedroom. Aside from what they call municipal sponsors public brothels, every town of or our cities has several other houses of tolerance in the public baths. Everywhere that their operations can be clearly asserting the entulus, and that's a very unique name, Old English, serves both the honest purpose of bathing and the more dishonest one of prostitution. This continues to be true in spite of immemorial regulations against receiving prostitution in the bathhouse, specific hours and days reserved exclusively for men or for women. All the bathhouse employees are good numbers of young cherub maid, and although the stew were equipped with steam rooms and tubs, there were also a good many bed chambers and impressive numbers of beds. G. Bailey, who has published the inventories of the Avignon bathhouse, found bed listed everywhere, but no mention of bathing apparatus anywhere. And there were 6 such establishments in Avignon, 7 in Lyon, and 7 in Dijon around 1470. And the stew were well known as permanent centers of prostitutes, but they were also housed as what they call assignations and places of procuration. The parlance and nylon in the decades after 1470, the expression "aller esterou," that's French, I think, had a quite perceived meaning of this everywhere understood. We're gonna pause. Enough of that reading. If you can get through that, let me drop this. That's only a snippet of the brothels. There's more to it, but I'll continue on depending on the stream. But let's be honest. What this has to do with Lily Phillips and what's wrong with sleeping with many men, which is the title as it's claimed here. Nothing. Nothing. To be brutally honest, nothing. For those that don't want to believe that. What Emily or Lily Phillips is doing is within her own cultural nature. And that is to explore her sexual desires, regardless what age when she first got fucked for the first time. And yes, we're going to use foul language for the stream today. And I could say she probably got screwed early on in life. And what I mean by early on in life, if y'all notice, a lot of young women like her or anybody else, even back then and even present day, and present day, is that these young people get it in very much earlier now, especially here in the West, we call America. There's not one time in American history now where you find young people having intercourse at a very, very, very early age. Like literally, at a really early age. So now, knowing this, understanding this, and a lot of people get in their rage and uproar saying, "Oh, this is sexual degeneracy. This is amazing. She is a 304. She is a what they consider a hoe," right? These terminologies, these words that is used for a form of bashing and shaming. I say this. So what? Besides, she's making millions of dollars. And she's not making millions of dollars on her own merit. She's making millions upon millions, and I mean upon millions, off the backs of Western, modern men. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It is men that is fueling and giving her the necessary income for her to be wherever she is in a status in UK, wherever she is or what class she is into, pretty much sustainable and very much heavy living in regards to financial freedom with the helps and backs of a lot of Western men. I mean, if you think about it, this is one of the few introductions that, I read about the brothels, what she's exhibiting right now. Take a look.
Everyone want you to go one after the other in us. Yeah. And then. Do you want to be picked up? Do you want the video to be picked up? Hi.
So basically, we're looking for a train.
Yeah. We want to do a big scene. We want to be bent over and we want you to go one after the other in us. Yeah. But if you say you're struggling with it, we'll get on our knees, you go in a circle and pull us in. Yeah, you all come in? Yeah. You all got ID with you? Yeah. Okay, come on then. Do you want to be picked up? Do you want the video to be picked up?
Yeah, say more. These men were lining up, and as you can tell, you can see one or two blackhead, I think those two black men are in there, waiting and anticipating, lining up to really get ready to get, some trim, some head, some throat goat from this succubus, this young little succubus that is ready to really gobble and deep throat the essence and deep down her throat, the essence of not only European men, but also the black men in, I believe, in the UK. You can tell, because one of them got a dread. And my good friend, Miss Amir Brown, and me had a conversation about this. How what makes sense for a lot of men that if they are Western or modern will sign up to get access to a young woman that is willing and deliberately giving it up, opening her mouth and all other forms of holes that a human being could sustain or what is part of the human being body or the human body, sorry. And they said there was 4 holes, but I believe it's 3, but we're not going to detail. Y'all might use your imagination, but she is willing to do that. And she has done all these activities with a smile on her face. For those that don't understand or know this, But it lets you know there's a lot of Western men that is willing to go, and if some woman is willing to offer it up and give it up for free, a lot of modern men will be pleased to oblige and get on their high horse. I mean, if you think about it, and the video I'm about to play now, which to me I find very shocking, but I get it. I understand it. I mean, bro, I don't understand, but I'll tell you, I understand. Let's go into one of these videos. And matter of fact, before we go a bit, let's go back again and see what is she trying to accomplish. Let's take a watch. Wait, hold on. That's not it. Hold on. Oh, I took it down. Hold on. I got you. Let me find it. I got a lot. Matter of fact, let me take this down. Yeah. Hold on. Like this one right. Is this the one? Yeah, I think it might. This might be the one. This one.
If you want to be involved in breaking a world record and you're in Vegas end of January, please head on over to my Twitter because I'm going to try and take on 1,000 guys all in 24 hours and I really want you to be a part of this.
Now look at the exuberant, the expression, the happiness, the joy. You think this young little vixen, this fox, gives a fuck that you care how many men she could do in a day? Like literally. This is work for her. This is like another day in the office, which she's proud of engaging, mind you. You don't see no shame in her game when she's ready to devour and get bent over and get clapped up in all holes, in all various, roughly all forms of positions a human being could endure. Much more enduring than the Kama Sutra itself. And I don't think most students are going to do every position because they have a certain, I don't think they're going to be time doing this, but she's going to be free to let you, clap her cheeks and use her as you may to the glories to fulfill the greatest mission, and that is to make every man bust and do that with 1,000 men to satisfy 1,000 men. In I believe she's trying to do this in one day. Matter of fact, the next video, I'm going back to some of the videos because y'all didn't see before. This video, I think she said this is what she's trying to accomplish. Again, let's take a look.
Be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. Now, this isn't an easy task, finding 1,000 people. So, women, if you can lend me your husbands for the day, that would be amazing.
And remember, she's begging and said, not only just regular single dudes, she don't mind using your husbands. So that means she tells she's going to, well, I don't think she could break up your relationship. Let's be honest here. Usually, if you're married, you sign up to this and you're married, I mean, that's on you, bro. I mean, you screwed up if you decided to sign off that. You should not be signing off to have the opportunity to screw some 20-some-year-old woman because she's giving up freely. That tells you, man, you're not getting enough intercourse in your household. And maybe you should divorce your wife. I'm just saying, I mean, don't make sense staying in an unhappy relationship when you're not getting no, box and head, It's not a good look. I mean, it's not a good look at all. But she is advocating and, begging any man to sign up to become part of history where you could look back maybe 10, give or take 20 years, because, the internet's forever, how you took a part on an exorbitant gang banging. It's a gangbang? Yeah, maybe. I think that's what's called. You take part of running through Miss Lee Phillips. Man, I tell you, that is some deplorable. But like I said, what you could tell, most Western men nowadays, they are sex crave. As much as I don't want to admit it, they are. I mean, you hear it, they say it all the time, right? All right, so let me see. All right. So let me see if this is the right one. All right, let's look into the backstory of what she has accomplished so far, leading up to the big dance, having intercourse with those men. Let's watch.
When was the last time you ate?
I had I think I had a yam yam. Yam yam, is that what they're called? A little pastry. And then I think I had a sandwich, and that was kind of, and then the rest come. It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different.
But that's what it is, Miss Phillips. That's what it is when you sign up your body, not just soul, but just your body alone, your precious young body, to be ran through by many phallus, some that is even bigger than 12 inches, if we want to go there. Because you're not just having intercourse with regular European men of many tribes. You're having intercourse with also black men as well. And we know when the black man comes through, he comes through legit, and he lays it out, lays it down to the point, you might not stand for a while. After a man's done, especially black men done with you, you're going to need some ice packs. Yes, baby, you do need that. You will need that for the best, just to soothe the pain. But let's listen more, and you're gonna see more of the emotions come into her. Fair use.
Feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
yeah, just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. Just take
Yeah, 1 minute.
Look at that. It amazed me, and this is me, guys. It seriously amazed me. Yeah, you're making money doing what I think last time I checked, you love doing this. What is so much of the emotion? It kills me nowadays with young people nowadays, especially young Gen Zs like her or any other that's doing this. And a side note for people that not know, it's not just European women like Liv Phillips that participate in having intercourse with many men, 100 or even thousands. There was one video, and I can't find the video. I apologize. I might have it somewhere on my computer. Maybe I don't. I gotta find it again. Of black woman, and she's in the same business like Lily. I mean, she got her OnlyFans, and yeah, she also had intercourse with, I think it was like over 1,000 men in her lifetime. If I'm right, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. And mind you, that went viral for people that don't know that. And that was like months ago. What's the point? Women that participate in what we call sexual acts for financial gain, it doesn't end well for a lot of them. They break down emotionally, they break down spiritually, and they break down in all every aspects, even including psychologically, which is the more important part, because your mind has to be gone to go out your way to really sit there, lay down, ride and grind, and be throat goats to very few men just to make an honest living, financial living, which comes with greater rewards. And if you notice, she, from my here, throughout the year, I don't know if it's last year or this year alone, but I think it might be last year. She made roughly, from what I'm hearing, and I'm going to double check. I got to double check, make sure I am right. She made roughly over $40 million on OnlyFans last year, from what I can remember. But I'll double check and see. But let's listen to more her emotional feelings going through and having intercourse with just 100 men.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal things at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know? But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet.
But she's not going to process it, because when you're in a mode and you're in the zone to really go out your way and accomplish a goal, you don't really think about the repercussions or the actual awards and consequences of going about accomplishing set task goal. And personally, with her, she might feel it now, but I guarantee you, it's not gonna be for long. She's gonna go through these emotions, you know, doing what she does. I think once she goes through 1,000 men, which that's gonna happen at any time now, she might go and break down even more with emotion, but she's gonna eventually get over it, in my opinion. Yeah, she will get over it, because she knows that she wants to be known, not just for the biggest OnlyFans, you know, garden tool, or what they call hoe, or where you want to call it derogatory, you want to call these ladies that have intercourse for profit, but she wants to know and be down for the Guinness World Records of, and stamp her face, her name, her likeness to the world, to see that she has accomplished something that no other woman has accomplished, and that is to please 1,000 men in one day. I tell you, man, it's a different generation, man. And let's be honest, if you remember before the internet started to pick up back in the last 20 more years, I believe, is it 20? Yeah, close to 20 years. I remember there was one particular woman that was in the film industry, adult actress, I forgot her name. She went out and did the same thing again, what they consider a gangbang or a brothel, and she had like nearly almost, I think it was 950, 970, or somewhere almost close to 1,000 men a day, which she eclipsed back 20 years ago. So I'm not sure if it's impossible to go any further than that, because let's be honest, if one woman in America that was born and raised in America could do this over 20 years ago, what's stopping any other next woman to try to do the same thing personally? So let's listen more to her story and how she feels. Fair use.
God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
Okay, that's done. All right, good. I'll remove that. Make sure you guys like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and you know what deal it is, guys. You know what where am I? Where is it? You know what I need here? Stop playing with me, guys. Stop playing with me. You know what time it is. You know what it is. Y'all know the deal.
I want my money.
I told you. Where is my money? Betty, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
All right. Make sure to support the channel, hit the super chat or the cash app. Support the channel like always. And as you come building, watching the video, likes are free. Hit the like button. All right. Now the next video, and I'm just looking at some things right now. we're gonna look at the conversation between her and Candace Owens. And I have not really fully watched this one, but it looked like this heated debate. And you know, Candace Owens' view of women that's in the adult entertainment business, especially them putting content, OnlyFans showing their body. It's gonna be a very interesting one on how the back and forth can go between her and Lily Phillips. I mean, between Candace and Lily Phillips. So let's watch into interact between these two. Let's go. Paris.
Chaos reign.
We have Candace Owens. I don't even know where to start with her. She's brilliant. And then we have Lily, who's also world record holder, super viral on the internet, probably the hottest thing on the internet right now. How are you feeling, Lily? You good?
Yeah, I mean, that viral moments is the trend here for a lot of people that is doing content, as you know. How we know? If y'all remember Cooking with Kaya, because she was, trolling a lot of modern Western women on the internet when she started doing a few cooking videos here and there. Those same women were so angry in a bad way, had pushed this one from I think she was up to 300K followers on her TikTok channel to now a whopping 1.4 million followers within a few days or just in a week or two. Shows you the power of the internet, people. Don't sleep on the internet. If you want to get big or go viral, you're going to have to piss off a lot of people. And that's what Cooking with Kaya did. Because it's not men that was sitting there just, sharing her stuff last my check. It's a lot of black women were very angry about it. Even go as far as trying to get her off the internet, which last time I checked was unsuccessful. But she can't get rid of anybody off the internet because, let's be honest, to get rid of her, she has to do something very much nasty to get off of TikTok. And trust me, TikTok has kicked off people for less. So to kick her off because she's sitting there shaking a little body and cooking some nice food, that's not really the excuse for TikTok to kick off or remove her from their platform. All right, let's hear the conversation between Candace and Lily. Paris.
I'm really well, thank you. How are you guys?
We're good. Are you familiar with Candace at all?
I've definitely seen TikTok clips and things like that, definitely.
Okay, so we're bringing her on because
she has some questions.
She has a couple questions. I've done podcasts with both of you now, and should we start off with the first video that we saw?
The reaction to which one? The first?
There's a tweet out there that has 200 million impressions about like right after the 100 guys scene.
Yeah.
So how did the 100 guys go? Financially, how'd it go? And then also like physically, how was that?
Let's talk mentally. Let's not talk
mentally.
Let's not physically.
So, I mean, obviously it was a very exhausting day. And very, very stressful, very hard. At some points we were like, I don't even think we're gonna hit 100 and stuff like that. And so it was a very long day at work. And as soon as I finished, this documentary team was kind of filming everything.
Oh, make sure you guys like the stream and share the stream as well. All right, let's keep going.
And I don't think I got a second to really shower or have any kind of think about anything until they kind of started probing me for questions and was putting a camera in my face, asking me, what about every little detail. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you guys have seen the clip of me where I'm very, very overwhelmed. It was a very intense experience and, a very stressful day at work. I'm sure everyone has them days where they come back from work and, it's intense and they have a little voice.
Before Candace, you respond, Lily, was Bradley one of the 100?
What is this?
Sadly not, I wish.
Oh no. I wasn't there.
You can be there for the 1,000 though.
No, I can't partake in this.
All right,
I can't.
Candace, so Lily just talked about how it was a hard day at work, and now you saw the clip of her being emotional after. What's your whole take on all this?
Well, first off, I feel like I should say most people don't have a hard day of work like that. I think obviously what you're doing is kind of a bit of an extreme sport, right? Putting it mildly. But I think
Oh, I forgot. I did not notice. You know what time it is, people. Y'all know what time it is.
What they be knocking, y'all? The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
Thank you, Tevin Ken, for your $10 super sticker. I do appreciate that. Hope everything's well, Tevin. Hope you like the stream so far. As you know, I am going in on this. This is something that has to be discussed. You know me, I'm more of the person that's neutral when it comes to women's choice in regards to how they interact or how they exude their bodies throughout the internet. But nonetheless, you know, this is some of still the conversation that needs to be had, because too many people were getting in their feelings, uproar, or said they can't believe a woman like this will try to do something like this. But I know people are dumb. But I'm gonna finish read the section of this book with Demon Brothel so we have more education. But let's go in more with the interview, or you know, the back and forth between Candace and Louis Phillips. Fair use.
I think one of the questions that I just have about that is, it seems like now you're kind of trying to make light of the situation, but in the moment, you know, you were crying. And I get obviously what attracts you to this. I'm not gonna be patronizing in these questions. It's money and it's fame. You know, these are demonic possessions. You know what people will do for this sort of attention. You're getting a lot of it right now because you've, you know, done something. You're saying you're going to do something that no person has done, and sleep with 1,000 people in one day. But how do you ignore what you felt after that and how you felt after that, and just put on a happy face and pretend that it's normal when it so clearly was not? Like, you clearly were traumatized by the experience.
I personally don't think I.
And mind you, that's a very good question, because how can us know that she was traumatized? Obviously, because when we saw the little clip of the partial of documentary, which, you know, I understand why people would document things like that, but that's another story. That how she really feels after just going through 100 men, and that's just 100 men. To really go for 100 men and you're already crying and emotional, what is going to be more of the emotion you're going to go through once you go through, I think, double that, triple that? Let's hear what she has to say about this. Fair use.
I was traumatized. I chose to do this. This was something that I wanted to do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it was fucking easy, but I don't think I was traumatized from it at all. I think as well, obviously, from what you might have seen from the documentary, like a lot. The good points I talked about was also very much cut out. You know, at the end of the day, they're there to tell a narrative. And that's kind of the narrative that they went for, is like, this seems like a sad girl, you know, and I don't want people to pity me or feel sorry for me. This is what I chose to do.
Right, but why were you crying? Are you saying these were happy tears?
No, I was extremely overwhelmed. Like, it was very intense. And yeah, I mean, the experience was obviously, like, we had like an hour conversation after, and obviously when he started probing me about some experiences in it, it was, you know, it brought up some tears. I'm a very emotional girl, so I cry a lot.
Yeah, wait, really quick. I'm trying to think, because now that I'm thinking about it, 100 guys in one day, like, that takes a toll on your body. Like, LeBron's 39 and he's still playing basketball, but you're taking 100 guys in one day. I don't know what is what.
It is supposed to take a toll on your body. What the you think it is? How does you think? And let's be honest. I know most women complain about the size of a man's phallus when it comes to the bedroom. Okay, all right. I might understand. I might, but let's be honest. Can you as a woman take that many phalluses in your hole by different men that varies from average size to super above average size? Let's be honest here. And trust me, Miss Leafa is not taking average size in her. She's taking back shots, front shots from all types of sizes of a man that will break and stretch and damage your pussy out. All right, let's keep going. There he is.
I like the comment. They're like, explain this to me in basketball terms. This is not the same thing.
No, I'm
It's
just
not the
saying, like,
same
that takes a toll on your body.
I'm curious. There was a clip and we spoke about it before you came into the thing. There was a clip of you talking about finding a partner in the future, and you essentially said that there's going to be one poor bastard that'll eventually marry me, right?
Yeah,
And that wasn't,
I
you
mean,
weren't crying. So I guess my question is, do you regret any of this, or do you think your future self will regret any of this?
No, I definitely don't regret it. And obviously, I can't speak for myself in the future. I don't know how I'm going to feel. But at the end of the day, I can't come back and say I regret this because this is what, I want to do in the moment. I'm not someone who is very regretful because I think everything happens for a reason. And I always think like it got you to where you are now. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
if I look back on this and I'm like, oh, fuck, I wish I hadn't done that. But then I wouldn't be the person who I am if I didn't do it.
Candace, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think
Now, mind you, when you decide and make the conscious decision to be, a dispenser or just an operus, and I said it wrong, I apologize, operus for many men, you can't turn back now, baby. Don't run for it. Even when the man whip it out and he's about to put it in you, don't run now. You're gonna take this balls deep and stop your noise. You're gonna get and stop your noise. You're gonna take back shots and stop your noise. He might be screaming, hollering, oh, 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 but you're gonna take this back shot until the man done. So you can't run from it, and you can't turn back. It is what it is. Fair use, fair use.
one of the questions that I certainly had when I was reading into your story was, I think that you kind of tried to portray it like you had this like normal upbringing. And I obviously don't buy that because I have children and I have a daughter, and your mother being involved in this signals to me that you had anything but a normal upbringing, because there's no mother that would spiritually want to see her child violated like that, because that's what it is, whether you perceive it or not. Your mother is watching you or helping you or dealing with the finances of you being violated 100 times in one day.
Well, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, Tiger. Chill. What do you mean being violated? I just read you the first page of the book. What's the book? Biggest Kick Out of Heaven. On the brothels. Do you think European women today, back then, in what they could said or what they have said during the 1800s to present day, I mean, go as far as maybe 1700s, are going to go about saying that you're being violated? No, absolutely not. This is normal behavior by European culture. Read their literature. You see, this is my thing, and I'm going to clear the airwaves because we're very much not educated. We're dumb as hell. Let's keep it. We're stupid. I'm sorry. This guy said we're dumb. I mean that in a good way, because most people like Candace, as liberal as she is, and let's be honest, baby, you're in a relationship with a white man. You should understand European culture to the point where you should be reading all and understanding literature. Don't give me this garbage about violation. To their culture, if you understand their culture thoroughly, what they do on an everyday basis, from the day they wake up to the day they have to go back to sleep, is not a form of violation. Yeah, there are laws in their culture at that time, but they move accordingly because this is all walks of life of Eurocentric culture, from all forms of tribes, from the Irish, the German, the Polish, the Spaniards, the Italian. I can name all. These are all many tribes. I mean, I could go all through all the tribes because you could do the research. This is their culture. This is their thing. When you say violation, it's like Tuesday to most of them, especially in regards to Leah Phillips and her family, her mother especially. So before I continue playing this, I have to do this again. You know what time it is, guys. You know what it is.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
Thank you again, Tevin King, for another super chat. And don't be scared, guys. Please support the channel. You know, there are many videos that cover this, and I respect them for covering this and giving their own take, which I view, and I respect it. But let's be clear, honest. I'm giving you the honest truth, the actual truth, and not only the actual, I'm giving you raw. As you know, there's no ads for this because the language gotta be raw for this because you have to conceptualize what I'm saying. This is nothing like to people like Lily Phillips or any other modern Western woman like her that's born in the UK, raised in the UK, or even American women that's European nature. This is nothing new. They've been doing this. Why do you think is never promote or broadcast or they shame it like that? If we want to go out there and say they're shaming it, they don't, because this is normal activities, way of life of Eurocentric culture. Now I'm gonna read the super chat that Tim wrote. Tim writes, facts that some brothers in UK will still wife her up while talking down to the sisters to have 5 bodies as well, while at the same time the white man is crashing out seeing what their woman has become. So true. And another thing Tim writes, which I gotta read as well. Belgium is the first country in Europe to give pay for play universal health care. Ooh! Ooh! Imagine that. We did not know that. That's a good insight. If anyone want to research what Tim wrote, be free. It's in the chat right now. I want y'all to look that up. But yeah, in certain European countries, they have no problem. And one thing, as you stay in the building and watch more of this stream, Tevin, I'm going to finish reading the last 2 pages of the brothel to really educate people more about this. I only gave y'all a snippet because I want y'all to have more context of the bigger picture. Because if we don't understand the historical aspects of this, we're just going to go and watch this, say she's a, what they consider, what they call a whore, right? And she's this, that. No, that's bullshit. This is the way of life for most Europeans like Lily Phillips and European Americans that's born and raised in America. This is their thing. This is why they don't look down on it like that. The only downside here in America, especially, that brothels and what they call legal prostitution is not here yet in America. And what I just read to y'all in the first page, and you got to go back, and I'm telling you right now, and this is a disclaimer for anybody to watch my streams. Regardless how I speak or how I articulate a lot of things, you have to conceptualize what I'm saying when you come to my streams. If you're unable, I can't help you. I cannot help you. Because the way how I talk and the way I lay out my content is the way it is. You're going to have to get through it or use what they consider a transcript. Sometimes I'll put subtitles on a lot of my videos depending on the contents. But overall, you have to understand and listen to me as clear as possible. I'm going to be as clear as possible to explain and lay out my content the way I can, but I am what I am. I cannot change it. Only people that have ears to hear and eyes to see can really understand what I'm getting at when I do this. I can't speak for the majority that come across my content. So now, let me continue on with it. Because you see, Candace Owens is so stupid trying to shame her, but she don't understand real European culture. That's why I tell most black people, you have no idea how these people really move. Fair use.
I was very disturbed by that more than anything else. Is like I've heard of OnlyFans girls. I've sat down with them, you know, respectfully on the whatever podcast, and a lot of them have stories and they understand that, you know, my mom, my dad, my upbringing didn't do this. you know, it led me to this choice in life. But you don't seem to have recognized your mother's abuse in this, which is quite alarming to me. So I'm just curious about your relationship with her.
I mean, my parents definitely don't describe having sex as, what did you say? Sorry, abusive or
Violating.
I don't think it's abusive. I think
She said
your daughter
violating.
being violated 100 times by strangers is abusive.
So my parents don't describe sex as being violated. They don't really see it in that way. They know I've always been very liberal, and to be honest, my parents, they don't necessarily, they're not coaching me into it. They're not telling me, please do, please keep having sex with these people at all. They're not, they're not really exactly, I wouldn't really say like supportive, but at the end of the day, they love me. And what is it going to do if they disown me, stop talking to me? That would only cause more heartache. So they see it from a standpoint of, my mum does like my finances because she wants to help me. They just want to do what they can to help. It's not so much like if they disown me tomorrow, like I think that would just make everyone more upset.
Are you giving your
No,
mom a
I'm
cut?
not arguing that they should disown you. I mean, I understand like a mother's love for their child. I'm saying that it is unnatural for your mother to be counting the finances that you're earning from having 100 strangers violate you on the internet for cash, you know? And that is the part that there's just no way to normalize that. There's no way to normalize that. I'm a parent. There's no way, like I have a daughter, and the idea of being involved in that, like, it's not saying that if she goes down that path, that you're not going to be there and pray and hope that, you know, she changes and speak to her about that and say, I'm always going to love you. But I view it as predatory, parental behavior. And I don't think I don't think it's fair to even describe it as my parents are liberal. I mean, I'm obviously not a liberal, I'm a conservative, but none of my.
I gotta pause you. I had to pause this game, Miss Owens. You don't understand. And this is just a telling tale. And I'm very disappointed on a lot of Negroes. And here's why. Do y'all recall or remember Kim Kardashian with Ray J back in 2006 going on 2007? That's now a span of 17 years, I believe. Yeah. Word on the street is her mom was there watching the videotape. And we could even go as far as she probably was right there on set, which I said on set, Lucy. And let's be honest, the internet art revealed this. She was the one behind closed doors, making sure that tape went out to the public. Has anybody forgot about it? Anybody have y'all forgot the story with Kim Kardashian and Ray J situated with the sex tape? Anybody? That's still present in the chat room? Her mother was behind that. Did y'all know that? And we all know it's because Ray J kind of spilled the beans because they put this chick, the mother, in a stupid lie detector test to show that she was not one to participate, help push or create that tape between Ray J and Kim. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Imagine that. Can you imagine that? I tell you, but why is that? And mind you, her mother has a background in marketing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, parents, if they will use their children and they will exploit for the betterment of the whole within the parents or within the family. Now, can we say Louis Phillips' mom is exploiting her daughter? It's a highly possibly that's what's going on. But here's the honest truth. It's part of their culture. Now, does every European parents, right, which tribe they are going to exploit their children? I can't say that. But it's known a fact that it is common. Very common. Because I'm not sure where they were financially before Lily decided to become an adult entertainer on OnlyFans especially. And you can find her in all form of social media, particularly the more popular ones, the adult film websites that's out there now. You can find her, so Yeah, you can find her. But the bottom line is, this woman that rather she says she's conservative or not, you can't be conservative and you don't understand Eurocentric culture. It don't mix. It doesn't mix at all. But it goes back how much, because black people been around these people for such a long time, and those that are the more brighter, the more intelligentsia of us don't really look into this. I'm very disappointed when I hear these conversations. To me, it's just me. I think it's a waste of time for a lot of blacks to really chastise what Europeans do behind their bedroom or even outside the bedroom. If you understand how they move as a race of people culturally, everything else will no longer confuse you. They do things they do because of the so-called, what we call the Bible, right? Right? But yeah, look beyond the Bible. The Bible probably holds them, and they even them themselves don't follow it. So why the hell you as a person follow it? Is my biggest question. So let's keep going. Let's hear more of Candace. Various face.
Liberal friends, liberal family members, their parents would view this also as demonic, whether they have faith or not. They would just say, what parent would want that for their child? Because your mother is old enough to understand what the implications are for your future. You know, you already comprehend what the futures are, making it. I get that you turn everything into a joke. I think you do that really to protect yourself as an armor. I don't think you actually think it's funny, but to recognize that like you're a beautiful young girl, and you're never going to have the prospects. You're not going to have a man that wants to have a family with you because they're going to see you as damaged goods. Your mother partaking in that, just so you know, is a form of abuse. It is. It's abusive.
I personally don't see it as that.
You might think it's abusive, but between Emily's own parents, the mother and father, they all down with it, because if it helps grow and give more financial freedom to the family, they're all for it. Because you don't understand Eurocentric culture. And you know, it's funny. I see a lot of black people nowadays. They glorify other people, but they don't really study or understand these people's culture. They always say that black Americans don't have culture. I disagree, but that's another question. But we had to understand what is comprised of this thing we call Western American culture. If we understand and really look into it and really dove into the context of what really makes us and how we view culture in America as a whole, we will never understand how we move both physically, spiritually, and all other areas as people. So she's going to explain. Various.
I mean, my mum's just trying to help me. But what then would you suggest my mother does? Like,
Try to talk you out of it. Like a mom, this mom is supposed to guide the children when they're doing decisions like that and say, listen, I understand you may think this is that, or you may think it's this way, but you're a beautiful young girl. You have your entire future ahead of you. You have two parents that love you. You know, you could marry a man and raise children and have a happily ever after, or you could be the girl who everyone knows, who can't have a child that goes to school without people making fun of them. I mean, imagine having a son and they say like, your mom's on the internet. I watched her get by 100 men, or a daughter, something which is just like, it's so precious, that relationship between a mother and their daughter, like your mother should want to guide you in that way and say like, this is the path that you could have. Like your future could be amazing, and you're giving it up for, this is not, by the way, fame, it's infamy. You're establishing yourself as someone who's going to be infamous. It's going to pass so quickly. The money's going to be in your bank account, and then there's going to be the next girl trying to one up it, and no one's going to care anymore. You're going to fade into irrelevancy, but you're never going to have a normal relationship, and that's what your mother should be telling you if she actually loves you.
Lily, really quick.
Sorry.
Where does the video?
Now, let's be clear here. Yes, a mother's role is to guide her children to the best possible so they have better outcomes, especially when it comes to daughters. But we have to be clear here, understand this. Mothers also look in the best interest for themselves, too. Are you aware of this, Miss Owens? It's not really foreign that a woman a mother, especially in America, are known, or even not America, but outside America, known to exploit their own children for better gain, financial gain. We see this constantly. If you look at most of all the child stars, because we're the minority in this country, the majority of them, which is mostly like Lily Phillips people, right, have been part of exploitation from parents for financial gain. We could run down the list of the people that are famous that were once child stars. We don't have to go into detail, but this is a known phenomenon. You think the mother gives a fuck what's the best interest of the child by giving her norm ways and give her conservative views? No, because at the end of the day, the my dollar sign rules at the end of the day. And if they seem that their daughter is interested or she's already doing this for fun or a hobby and she already established herself to doing this and making money, you think the mother's not gonna be so gang and start disown her own child? I'm confused. I'm very much confused. But I'm not confused because a lot of people nowadays don't understand what mothers will really won't do. Hell, you got black mothers not even using their children properly and they're not getting no outcomes. But we're still criticizing Lily Phil's mother about what outcomes she is getting with the assistance of her mother. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's keep going. Fairies, and please, guys, hit the like and subscribe to the channel and become a member. Fairies.
So it's a video of 100 people, right? 100 guys.
Yeah, so I had to do it because it was obviously filmed for like, we've got like 14 hours of footage. I had to do parts to like upload it. So yeah, it's on my
And where does that video live? Is it like on your site? Brad's seen it 3 times.
This guy keeps asking about the video.
Brad's seen it 3 times.
You sound like you want to see that, bro.
So financially, like you made a lot of money from this, right?
I've done okay. I support myself.
Does your mom doesn't watch this, right? Or she just stays out of it? She just like lets you do your thing?
Yeah, the thing is, she has tried to talk me out of it, so has my father.
So they've tried to talk you out of it?
Yeah, they have tried to talk me out of it, but they recognize that I am my own woman. You know, I am a grown woman, and I support myself. I pay my own rent, and talking like they can't really talk me out of it in the sense of just like.
Is this something that you would talk? Would you talk another girl out of this if you had a daughter?
To me, sorry, or to
if you had a daughter, would you talk another woman out of this?
So, what, as in doing the 100 or doing or OnlyFans?
All of it. Let's say let's say what you've done, follow in your footsteps because they think, okay, this girl got popular, she got famous, infamous, whatever we want to call it. She's probably making good money. Oh, I could do this. It's an easy way. All I have to do is kind of like open myself up to this to just get through it, right? Would you ever recommend this for another woman?
I mean, I'm always an advocate for don't ever, really have a think about it before getting into the adult, because it's not easy. It's not what people think online. It's not fast money. I would never push someone to do something and recommend it or anything like that, because I always think, anyone can do what they want. They don't need me telling them what to do. So if my daughter wanted to get into it, obviously I would highly educate her on all the bad things about the industry, because there's such a dark side to it. I would definitely highly educate her on that. And if it's something that she still really wanted to go through with, that's her decision, that is her choice, and I would still support her and still talk to her and coach her through it and be there for her.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Okay. So, hold on. Let me see if my thing's working. Hold on. Let me see if I hear myself. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Like Kevin Samuels said, he did this.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. You can't make it up. How far am I? She said that she would educate her daughter, but would not. How can I say? What's the word? Yeah, she'll educate, but she would not. But if her daughter really wants to do it, she would be all obliged. All right. So, how much more time in this tape? I'm probably gonna go for like another 10 minutes of this tape, and after that, yeah, I'm not gonna play all of it because it look like they don't want me run this whole thing. And usually I stop time to, but this was long, guys. This whole stream with the interview cancel is very long. So let's continue.
What would you tell Lily, like, now she's gone down this road, but she could have a 9 to 5 and make 60 grand a year, or do what she's doing now and make millions?
Oh, and another thing to people that don't know. Another thing. Candace asked, and this is a very good question. Very good question. You think you're gonna find a husband doing this? Now that the husband or anybody that's a suitor that's gonna know that you did this for a living, right? My answer to that, personally, I don't think Lily cares at this point. Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. All right. Is my thing working? 1 second. All right. Are we back? All right. So one thing I would do this. Oh, my fault. I don't think she would not really chastise her daughter if she goes through with it, but who knows nowadays, Every parent's different. Working. 1 second. So let me see if I can run this in a different way. All right.
I'd never have a 9 to 5 though now.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to. I'm asking Candace, like, for her advice. Like, how could Lily go to having like a walk away from this, have a normal job? Like,
is
it's
there a
too far
transition?
too gone, right?
Is there a transition?
Too far gone.
Being completely honest, don't think there's a transition from sleeping with 1,000 guys in one.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to.
So-
I'm asking Candace, like, for her advice. Like, how could Lily go?
Let's test the audios. 9 to 5 is very important. If people could manage it, but not everybody's gonna do my 9 to 5 today, if they can. So let's continue on, and I'm gonna let this run for like another 5 minutes, and then as I go into this, and if anybody wants to come up, let me know now in chat room to give your thoughts and opinions. I would surely appreciate it. So let's listen. How much more time is this? Yeah, all right, I'm gonna run this for 5 minutes. Let's go, Phase.
100, right?
Yes, I've done 100, but I'm going for 1,000. Sorry.
Oh,
Didn't mean to speak at the end.
And mind you, she's determined to go for 1,000 men now. She's not gonna stop going for that to break that record. Let people know. Let's keep listening.
She's gonna have 1,000 guys. So what does that work out to? Like one guy every 86 seconds.
Okay, wait.
I don't think it's that gonna be less. Not 86 3 seconds. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be that less. But she's gonna go through them, and I think the average time now. I don't think most men are not Minutemans now. I think, and maybe I should look this up. Let me look this up, guys. As I'm talking to you, let me find this. What's the average time before a man reach orgasm? What's the average time before a man because I spelled that wrong. But anyway, let's see what the artificial tell me. It can say, all right, well, let me ask another. And that's our AI artificial tool. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Because that's a serious question. Hold on. Let's see if this will answer.
The average time for...
All right. Okay. Oh, looks like we have an answer. The average time for a man to reach what they consider climax or achieve what they consider the big O. Men don't really, they only have one way, It said the average time for a man to reach climax during regular intercourse, while it depends on individuals' factors such as physical, psychological health, environmental level, and arousal. However, studies suggest that the median time for intravaginal busting, latency time after penetration is roughly 5 to 6 minutes. So there is no such thing as a Minuteman. That Minuteman thing, I'm not sure where people. Don't get me wrong. Back then there was a song, a popular song, that depicts that, right? But average-wise, there is no consider of the song what they consider a Minuteman. Most sessions are roughly 5 to 6 minutes. Average. This is just the general average. So to accomplish 1,000 men, give or take, and you might find some dudes that get nervous, they might, release earlier. You're looking at 5 to 6 minutes max. And if is there a calculator? Let me see if I do a calculator. What's the time? What's the time for 1,000 men to achieve, or not? An average of 5 minutes. All right, I'm going to put this on the other AI tool because I can't use this one because it is too case sensitive. So let me try this tool. All right, let's see what this does. All right. Okay, let's see what if it could calculate. I doubt it's going to calculate. All right, hold on. It said the average time, let's say 5 minutes, I'm based on the theory of 1,000 men. Usually, men achieving a climax with particularly one partner, it will take roughly 5,000 minutes. 5 minutes times. So if she does go through with this, you're looking at 5,000 minutes. And let me see. 5,000 minutes. How much is 5,000 minutes in one day? What is the time in a day? Will it reach 5,000 minutes? Or actually, yeah, I mean, well, I'm just doing it on the fly. I could really do it, but I had to calculate, make sure I'm exact. Remember, I'm not a mathematician, mind you. All right, what is the time in a day it will reach 5,000 minutes. 5K minutes. 5,000 minutes. All right. Let's see what it says.
It would take approximately 3.
Oh, wow. 3 days. Well, remember, this was going to vary. It said 3 days. But remember, the average is 5 to 6 minutes. So, roughly, let's say, man, you're looking at more than a day, give or take. Because the average man, it will take 5 to 6 minutes. That's just the average. But through artificial intelligence, they said roughly it might take 3.47 days. So I'm gonna let y'all ponder on that. But other than that, oh, well, I'm still here. Okay, let me leave this. I didn't know I was on here. All right. Hold on, guys. So let's continue on with this. Fairies.
Hold on, guys. 1 sec, Brad. You got to tuck up.
Bro,
Brad has.
this is not. I don't have
Sorry,
anything
Candace.
going on
I
here.
know this is unprofessional.
I
Can you
don't.
tuck it up, bro?
Can you
Like,
shut
okay,
up?
okay.
Just let's continue.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, as that could work out to, like, if you did a 24-hour marathon, you would have to have one guy every 86 seconds, and that's assuming you don't stop for, like.
But it's not gonna be 86 seconds. Because some men are not gonna go through under a minute. Sorry. That's not what the math says, the average. Let's keep listening.
Lunch or to go to the bathroom or whatever that is. Like, I mean, like, we're talking about, like, full debauchery. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't think you come out of that the same.
I feel like the only way out of this is like saying.
Why do you want to do 1,000 though? Like, what? Why?
And that is the question that should be asked. Why would you want to put your body at risk to do 1,000 men? That's the question that has to be asked and hopefully get an answer. Fair use, fair use.
I really want to set the world record. It hasn't been broken in 20 years.
What?
Zap! Boom! Where's what? I just called. Wait. Where's Kevin? Where's Kevin?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I called it out! I just called it out 20 years ago! God damn, I'm a genius. And I didn't have to really think that far back. But I knew it was around 2000 because I remember during that same podcast that was done by Howard Stern when he interviewed one of these adult actresses. And she filmed it. She did nearly under 1,000 men. Now I think it took like maybe a day and a half. I think I could be wrong. Yeah, and back then it was more than a day, if I could recall. So let's look at now 20 years after that, and let's be honest here. Let's be fair here. For those that don't know, you think now today, back then when Missy Elliott made that song 1 Minute Man, that was I think in the late 90s, 2000s. You think now the average man is gonna be 1 minute roughly on the average now? If I really calculate for the last 10 or 15 years, that might be true. And I said might be true. True. But today I don't think that's a possibility. But let's hold on.
World record.
All right. All right. So let's keep listening. And please, guys, hit the like button, share the stream. Not sure how the stream's gonna go because this is the first time I came across this problem. But it is what it is. And this is not even monetized. So give or take, you know how where YouTube is. But we deal with it. We fight for it. Let's listen more.
It's 919.
Who the hell
is that girl?
Who has that record?
What the
990. Boom. There you go. So I was off by 10. I thought it was like 970 or 980. I didn't know I was that off. 99, that is a milestone, but 1,000 men, in my opinion, it can be accomplished. Very serious. And I'm not sure how old she was back then.
Lisa Sparks, she's like an ex-porn.
And where's she at now? Where is she? That's important.
She's married and got kids.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
My God. My God. What did I tell y'all? What the hell I fucking told y'all? There's always gonna be, you see, this is my issue with women that's about that life and doing, adult film and doing OnlyFans, right? What? Let me ask you a real honest question. Why are you ashamed and want to push and fight so hard to expunge and erase your sexual past all over the internet? I'm confused. I'm very much confused. Why are you doing this again? I know a lot of modern women said that these ladies are able to still bag and get wifed up by, let's be honest, modern men, right? And the reason why that is simple. It's because most majority of men today, modern men, unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but I'm keep real, they're simps. God, look what Travis Hunter is going through right now. And you know what I'm talking, and I know you guys watching. I got a few people watching. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and support the channel. And you know what time it is. Let me do this because I've been on this for a while. Y'all know the deal.
My money. I told you. Where is my money? Benny. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Yeah, please support the channel. Support the Chaos Rain channel, either Super Chat or Cash App. Let's be fair, honest here. And I respect a lot of men helping the young brother that's 21 years of age, and he's about to get married to one of these type of ladies like you see on the screen right here, the Lily Phillips of the world. No doubt, in my mind, this is what's going on. This is what's happening, right? But we're not really conceptualizing and really understand what really is going on here, right? That this woman said out her mouth, and I believe her. She did this back 20 years ago. She did 990 men back in the early 2000s. And I think it might be 2003, 2002, or maybe 2004 for all we know. And I think it might be over 20 years. By slightly maybe 21, 20 years this happened, right? What she's trying to accomplish is no easy task, but it can be attainable. In my opinion, I think it will be attainable, and she will break this record. Let's keep listening. Fair use, fair use. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Whoa.
All right. Where is it? All right.
Candace.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like it worked out for one person.
Uh-oh.
I have no question that she can have kids, and I have no question that she can get married. Like I said, there will be a guy many get married, and you read a lot about those relationships, and they don't tend to be the relationships that you want to be in. You know, it is what it is. But like I said, I just feel very sad for you, very sad for you that this is the life that you're choosing. Because like I said, you don't even know the name. They didn't even know that girl existed. You know her name. You're saying she's up with 919 people. Look at that. I mean, she's faded into irrelevancy.
But we don't want to know her name. We all know she got the results she deserved 20 years ago. And now, and last time I checked, you don't see her on the internet fussing and complaining about the outcomes she gotten after going through that. Last time I checked. So if Liv Phillips is concerned about the outcomes, I'm not shocked or surprised. Let's keep listening.
She's relevant right now because you're saying you.
Oh, and if you guys can hear this, let me know. Let me know. Press 1 in the chat room if you can hear this. Let's keep going.
Want to break her record. And the amount that you give up for that, like spiritually, you're just not going to come out of that the same. If you were crying after sleeping with 100 guys, imagine sleeping with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. But I get it. It's a shiny object. You're getting the headlines that you want. You are in love with the getting Google alerts about yourself and seeing that people want to speak to you and you've never been in the conversation. I mean, I guess for you just didn't really believe in yourself in a different way. You never figured out what it was about yourself that made you special. Because I promise you, it's not like your body. Like, it's like, that's not it. That's not going to make a lasting impression.
Yeah. Well, like I said, she's not concerned about that because in her mind, she's trying to break records. She's want to be what we quote unquote consider famous, right? She's going to attain fame by any means necessary. So, in regards of how you think or view of her, she just don't give a crap. In her opinion, she look at it as this is going to be the ultimate popularity. This is going to be the ultimate fan. This is going to be the ultimate. Well, I can't say bag because she's already a millionaire from what I'm hearing, right? That's my check, right? And mind you, did y'all know there are more women, particularly European women especially, have become multimillionaires? Not a lot, but just a small percent. I think if you look at the average person that makes money on OnlyFans, it's not a lot. But the few that are racking in the what is it? 100,000s and even millionaires is a rare exception. Let that sink in. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, so two things off that. First of all, to break the record, you have to do 920. Let's make that clear. You don't have to do the extra 80, right?
Well,
81,
no,
whatever.
but
Because
it
it's
feels kind of
920.
weak. Like, I feel like I need to get to 1,000.
And
like...
okay, and then two is what made you decide you wanted to do this? Like, at what point were you like, yo, I need to do 100 guys in a day?
So I found a love for gangbangs and doing really big group scenes. And so me and my assistant were talking, and I was like, I just looked up the world record because I was like, how cool would this be to do? Because obviously it's something that's kind of obviously never been done before. It'd be really unique content. It would also be giving, you know, back to my supporters and stuff like that who have subscribed and, you know, made my.
So, like I said, she's doing this because she's giving back to you, the people, the loyal fans, particularly modern Western men, most of you that subscribe to her lovely OnlyFans for a subscription fee. I think it's like what, $5, $10. I'm not sure if she charged for her OnlyFans page, but it's probably not much hefty. But keep in mind, the price does change because yesterday's price is not the same like today's price. You know that old expression by Fat Joe. So it's not the same. It's not the same if you think about it. You, the fans, determine what she is supposed to put out, what she's supposed to produce for you. She doesn't do this off the loin of her feelings. She's doing this just to push herself, to challenge herself. Do you get it? She's trying to push and challenge herself. So that's what she's trying to accomplish. Let's keep listening.
My life, how it is today, and so we talked about it that back in August, and then we thought, you know what, instead of going straight for the 1,000, we'll do 100 to kind of see how that goes, and obviously we can learn and adjust things from the 100. Like there are some things that we wouldn't do on the day of the 100 that we would. There are some things that we wouldn't do on the day. Sorry, there are some things that we did do on the day of the 100 that we wouldn't do on the 1,000. You know what I mean? Like it was a test run. And so yeah, that's why then I was like, after the 100, I thought, all steam ahead. Let's go for the 1,000.
Okay, so Candace, you saw the clip of.
So that's the direction she's going to take and how she's going to pursue it, and that's kind of intelligent and very strategy, like, and put in a lot of thought how she gone about it. She's not gonna say, I'm just gonna rush into this bang, get banged by 1,000 men right off the bat. No. She's taking what we consider the baby steps, the process. She's gonna start with a couple, maybe 5 or 10, 30 men at first. Maybe she has done this throughout the week, or even, let's go be honest, a day. She'll do like 20 men, maybe. And then she works her way. She gradually builds herself up to that point where she now was able to do 100 men in, I think, one day. So I see the direction she's taken to accomplish 1,000 men. You guys see the process, how people go about to achieve the goals. And side note, what she's doing, I'm not saying everybody else should follow her strategy or her blueprint, but it should keep in mind to any person and what you're trying to do or accomplish things in life. Like you're trying to better your score or do general stuff. You want to gradually build yourself up, your self-confidence. That means you're going to have to do the trial and errors. You know the saying, practice and study makes perfect. You sit there, if you're trying to, let's say, achieve and get a better grade for a certain test, right? You want to go out your way to really understand the material ahead of time, read the material, study the material, like always, and really push yourself by doing the basic tests and see how well you answer these tests. And the better your score, you have more clear confidence and build your confidence up and your strength mentally to go about doing the greater tests. So that's a smart way of going by it. I give her credit for that. Let's keep listening, and please, guys, support the channel. I know you guys watch. Listen, y'all watch. Best you can do is hit the link. I mean, hit the super chat, hit the Cash App. And if you're not liking the video, I don't know what y'all doing. But anyway, fair use.
Of Lily emotional after the 100 guys, right?
That's the real her. Everything, like what you're seeing now, is like an act, and it's for her OnlyFans page, and it's because guys don't want to think that you're sad. Like I spoke to one of these models, and it's like you just have to kind of be like, haha, everything's funny, it's great, it's gonna be amazing. We just sat down and thought about this. But this is all a facade, you know, and people watching this should know that it's a facade. It's putting on a happy face because she's already committed to the idea. She's getting the attention. She will be 10 times, literally 10 times more wrecked emotionally after she goes on this pursuit. And I think the responsible thing to do here is just to state that, not as a shot to Lily, but just because there's so many young girls who are in circumstances wondering if they should commit themselves in this way. And like I said, having that discussion with Amber Rose, who grew up with a really rough hand in life, and her describing how young she was when she got on that stage at like a dodgy strip club in Philadelphia, and taking her top off, like that's the reality of what this world is. And
well, it is the reality, but let's be clear here. Let's be clear. You do what you have to do to not only sustain yourself or survive. You do what you have to do just to, make a way for yourself in this world, this sick, twisted world. To be honest, and with her, she's gonna do what's necessary to achieve that greater goal, which is 1,000 men. Whether you try to chastise her or shame her, not, that's not gonna stop her greater mission. Her greater mission to achieve this greater goal. All right, I'm gonna go maybe 2 more minutes on this, and then I'm probably gonna eventually read more of this history so you get clear context. And like I said, I'll probably wrap it up. Phrase.
I get it. Prostitution is the oldest trade, but it isn't worth it. To the young girls that are watching this and seeing that she's getting attention like that, it's a dopamine hit. It's a dopamine hit. It will fade into irrelevancy. You have your entire life ahead of you. You can make different decisions than this.
Does Candace have a point there, Lily, where she talks about how the effect you might have on younger girls is like that ever crossed your mind? Like,
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't.
Definitely. I mean, I very much say what I do is extreme. That is because this is, my job and this is what I enjoy. And obviously, I've never once said, these girls need to do this to keep up with me or anything like that. I've always advocated that I don't want girls taking a piece out of my.
So you wouldn't want.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna say you need to do this. You should be recommended this. No person's gonna push it. I don't care what person, what woman of any race that I know is gonna push anyone and say, yeah, it's cool to get screwed by more than, I say, 50 or 100 people or even 1,000 people. No one's gonna be in the right mind to say that. Come on, guys. We all know we're cold as a group, as a species, but we're not that cold. Let's keep it real. All right.
Other women to do this, but you're okay with doing it.
As in, I wouldn't want to push girls who don't actually want to do this to do it because they feel like they have to. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
I don't think that you want to do it. I think that if somebody offered you $50 million to go do anything else, to go be like, a runway model, you would take it and you would leave this entire career behind. This is about money and fame for you. That's it. It's not, you didn't wake up one day and say, hey, it would be really amazing for me to be violated by like 1,000 guys. That's not a natural inclination that a woman has, but you have to commit to it, because like I was told by these OnlyFans models, you're selling an idea to guys that you're really into this. And it's like, this is what I want to do. It's assertive. I'm into this, because if you were crying on the internet, guys wouldn't be buying your packages. They would think that it was weird. So
I will have to disagree with that. And here's why. I know it's going to sound screwed up, effed up, but I'm going to keep real with you. Good portion of the male population, roughly, if we want to go there, some of them just don't give a F. And some women don't give a F too, let's keep real. But really, when we talk about human beings, we just don't give a crap. If you're selling or giving your box freely, like what she's doing just to achieve the greater goal, any man will be nipping and scratching their fingers or be gnawing for the chance to really get a quick release. Literally. To sit there and release my essence without paying for dates, without, what they call it, spitting game, or any of those things, a quick release, some men, regardless of nasty or not, will take that offer. And this is the real truth that we don't have, or most people are not comfortable hearing. It goes back to the notion of morality. Screw morality. Morality is for the weak, the conquer. Most people don't go by morality. They don't go by their feelings and all that now, especially men. When their inner ambitions speaking into them, they're going to fulfill that. And that's something that a lot of people, men and a lot of ladies, can't really handle personally. And think about this, ladies. You like to be lied on every day, all day, every day, on a daily basis. How comfortable you would be now if a man was just keeping real tight and say, I just want them draws. No strings attached. I'm not buying you shit. Let me just get in your panties. How comfortable you think you feel? Let's be honest. Let's be real here. Think on that. Let's keep going. Fair use.
Get it. This is a part of your business proposition, but that money you'll go through it quickly, and it's just not going to be worth it. You know.
I just don't personally think for me money isn't a thing. Like,
can you address though what she said? If someone offered you $50 million to never do this, or to have never done this, would you have taken the 50, or would you still be like, no, it's something I want to do?
I've always said this. I did this as a hobby before I did it for work. So I was sleeping around and doing these stuff like that before I actually did OnlyFans. I was a lot more promiscuous off camera before I was on camera. And so no, I do this job because I love it so much. And to me, obviously money in every job is a big thing, but it's not about the money for me. It's about
You said you did this to give back to your OnlyFans that afforded your lifestyle. You said that, I think.
No, as in they have really helped me. You know,
But you said you thought
freedom.
my assistant.
I never said anything about money.
And one thing she did said, and she said this on, I think she said this on other interviews she's a part of, and even go as far as, I think she said this on her own social media, maybe TikTok. I could be wrong, because I haven't really gone through a lot of these people's social like that. I think, and here's another trick you guys can understand about TikTok. There are a lot of fake pages out here on TikTok of people that have a greater audience. How you weed around and find the actual TikTok, you're going to use your discernment. Because trust me, I'm not on TikTok. I don't like the platform. I think it's a little bit more in your face. And a lot of people are really showing their real true side on that so-called, what they call a Chinese app they call TikTok. But if you look at people that run that platform, their algorithm is different from what we deal with here in the West. While they're teaching their people education, empowerment, and basic things where you can learn a skill, they teaching nonsense, dancing, and gossip on our side of things on TikTok. And this is why I don't approve of this app. It should be an app that it should be more catered to the more, I'm sorry to say it's more the realistic thing that people need instead of the things that we don't want. Gossip, foolishness, you see that on an everyday basis. Hell, you can go outside, which a lot of us should be going more outside. You can see it outside, but you're not doing that. You're watching the app, and you engage in useless under 3-minute content that drains and burns and fries your intelligence. Because think about it, if you're a person that's constantly consuming real entertainment or entertainment generally every day, all day, 24/7, 7 days a week, rather what age you are, your brain is going to be, how can I say this? It's going to atrophy. It's going to be stagnant because you're not learning or growing when you're on a platform like that that's showing you nonsense. It should help stimulate your subconscious intelligence to agree. I would say if you're going to use any of these apps, you should be consuming things like have 50 somewhat intent and 50 something that you could stimulate and learn or better your subconscious. it should be in 2 halves, like really, so you get a more circular digestion mentally in your mind. You get fulfill both halves of your brain, which is one thing most humans don't use enough. We don't use the other half of our brain, and it's 2 lobes. But let's keep going. Fairies. I want to end this cut. I want to go through this book, not all of it, but enough. Fairies.
Recently, my assistant sat in a room and decided that we should do this as a way to give back to the fans that have supported this, like, you know, this lifestyle that I have.
I didn't say yeah, lifestyle. So is it like this freedom that I have? I love the life that OnlyFans has given me, definitely, and that's not necessarily money.
What freedom has it given to you if it's not money, out of curiosity?
So to be able to work for myself, to be able to do something I love, you know,
Working for yourself, meaning making, right?
Sorry?
Working for yourself as in being able to earn an income by yourself. And
No, so working for myself to be able to wake up and grab a coffee in the morning and not have to be in a desk at a 9 to 5, to be able to myself and, you know,
Easy money.
make a living out of it, be able to support. No, so it's to be able to support myself, do something
yeah,
that I
that's
love,
money. Just
and be able to
so you
support.
know, that's all. That's money you're talking about. Like to be able to support
But
yourself.
I'm not just talking about like money. I'm talking about the freedom this lifestyle has given me.
Money permits freedom. Money permits freedom.
Yeah, we're just trying to connect the dots there.
So money means you have the freedom to do whatever you can in your life, right? That's what money is, equals essentially time in this case, right? Because you're saying the freedom to do what you want to do. So
but
the question
this is the thing. I could.
Now, mind you, we could say that this woman is still doesn't have developed frontal lobe yet, because they said, I think roughly after 25, I think, yeah, or 26, your brain should reach the state of completion. I disagree. I think most people still are undeveloped after 25, but that's another story. But really, that's the pinpoint where it should all come clear to you once you reach that age, roughly. But overall, you know, she is free to do what she wants because she's making a whole lot of money. Because there are some simp, some sucker, some dude that unfortunately is married, or some dude that doesn't get much action, that will come and to the internet and find lovely ladies like Lily Phillips or any woman, you know, engage in naughty acts to indulge their inner pleasure for mostly modern men. Yeah. So, you know, but she knows what it is. You know, you're free now because you got money now and you're making a whole lot of money. And Candace and the man that's interviewing her, they're just calling it out. It's that simple. I mean, you have to put two together. Let's finish listening to this.
I could do OnlyFans and make 20 grand a month and still have the same lifestyle as I do now, than have to go to this extreme and, you know, do the 1,000. Like I could. So it's not really like the money thing for me.
Yeah, because now it's about the fame, the infamy, I think, for you.
I just want to be the best in the industry. You know, I want to make a name for myself.
Whoa, wait, hold on, Candace. We can't hate on competition. She's competitive. She wants to be the best. Can you hate on wanting to be the best? Can we agree that being the best?
I wouldn't call it competition. I think there's been 2 girls who have aspired to do this, and like I said, I don't even think it's fair to put her in the same category as a lot of these OnlyFans models, because, you know, like I had some good conversations with those girls on the Whatever podcast, and a lot of them are coming from circumstances. This is not their ideal thing. They're maybe a little delusional about thinking they can just quit this and they're going to make their money and get out of the industry. But they seem a bit more tethered to reality in that I had a hard knock life.
And like I said before, if you're watching the stream, please hit the like button. I have people watching back and forth. Like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going.
I'm doing this because I need to pay my bills. And I think what I resent about this conversation is like her pretending it's not about the money and fame, almost like it's just like it's about freedom. And this is like, that is so inauthentic. Like, this is not like, it's like feminist drivel when you, again, are still selling a product to men because you need to pretend that that's what it is for you. But Yeah, it's about fame now. It's about getting to that next
I'm
level.
doing it. It's not just that. I'm doing it for the love of the game. Like I said earlier, I did this before I was doing OnlyFans. I've done it off camera. It's not just all for money, this, that. Like,
So then why not just keep doing it off camera?
Well,
not for
really
if
quick,
it's just for the
because I
freedom.
can also.
let's just all agree on one thing. Your boy may or may not have made love last night. Let's go real
Bro,
quick.
I'm not dabbing you
I had
over- I'm not dabbing you over that.
I met a beautiful girl at the bar. I didn't do 100, but I did get one.
Said one in a while. It's like one in a while.
No,
Congrats,
not one
for
in a
real.
while. And love. I just want to make that very clear. I'm not out here doing 100.
Yeah.
Game. What's the game?
Yeah, what is the game?
As in this much.
Ooh.
Wow.
Candace, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I just don't.
Is there
I just think
anything to
it's
be
sad that like
said?
this is what women have become. You know, it is. It's sad that like men seem to have better standards than women, and that seem to have switched very quickly. And it's partially due to like third wave, fourth wave feminism, and women have just completely diminished their own value, and it's just sad. You know?
Lily, do you have any critiques on Candace? Maybe she's not living enough or something?
No, I would never tell anyone what.
All right, that's it. That's it. There's no critiques with Cancel. She is as conservative as it gets. And I gone through the halfway of this video, which y'all seen it, the woman in them enough. You see her and Candace go back and forth. If you want to find, you can find it on YouTube, the full broadcast. But really, the reason why I just went for it, and that's my first time going through it, and I understand what Candace is trying to do, trying to, I guess, enlighten the young 23-year-old and tell her, say, you're going to go to hell, you're demonic, you're a whore. That's it. You think these women give a F? Come on. God say her mother doesn't have a problem with it. And if the mother have a problem, the father, and really, I'm always shocked that the father is not stepping in when their daughters are, slutting out for $1. It's not a good look, but like I said, this is Eurocentric culture, and it is part of the culture. All right. This was what I'm going to do now. And then remove some of these things out here. And the 26 minute mark. All right, remove this. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go into more of this page, the last 2 pages of the book, to deal with the more of the history aspects of the brothel, because I gotta hone in for those that don't understand to make a bigger point of this. I'll put the link here. I'll put the call link for those that want to come up if they want to express their thoughts and feelings of this stream today. I'm here to listen. So let's look more into this, because I think the context explains more to itself. And let's be honest, I know a lot of people don't like to look at the literature work of this stuff, but you have to, because you'd be like Miss Owens or anybody that's conservative, think and always believe that it's immoral and all this stuff. No, this is part of Eurocentric culture. So let's go into more of the literature on this page here. And like I said, how many more pages? I'm not gonna go for all of it. Yeah, it's like 3 pages. Let's go. It was in the public place, the city of Brothel, that the greatest proportion of foreign, what they consider prostitutions, can be found. Many came from the northwest, sorely tried by various cries and by wars where life was hard for women in Flanders, Australs, Picardy, Hannest, and Barras. Provide women for the Burdelusos of all the cities of the Rhode Valley. And these are big words. That's hard to elaborate, but I try. Typically, they start from Arras, Lidge, Emis, or Tournai. Then work in 3 to 4 cities, sometimes moving on independently, sometimes in the companies of others, resembling the female Tour de France as in later compagnonnage. Popular language was right. The abbess of the brothel was the mother of the girls. When they were admitted into the city, brothels prostitutes had to swear an oath to the authorities, pay their weekly rents to the madame. And I remember my good friend Mr. Kuda talk about the madame. There are videos on this about the madame. And you don't worry about the pimp. And a lot of people talk about pimps, but no one really goes in detail and talk about that goddamn madame. The madame is very dangerous. Y'all aware of that? Oh, y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't know? The madame's dangerous. But anyway. More. Yeah. Oh, yes. Madame's very dangerous. All right. Give a few pennies to the night watch for protection and contribute to what we call heating costs. Furnishing with a nom de guerre, Margaret La Costas, La Pete, Namade, Maria or Marine or Marin, La Legusas, etc. Bejewel and finial dress. They then earn their fortune outside the church, in the marketplace, or in the taverns. They sang in the streets in the evenings to attract customers who they brought back to the Grand Mason. They were supposed to turn away married men and underage youth and not to share a customer with another girl. Although they could have several men at once on the conditions that the men were not related. Fees were one blanket into aspectment of a sum equivalent to what a woman could earn in half a day work in a vineyard. They could expect from 3 to 6 times that when they agreed to spend the night with a young son. Prostitution pays rent and they pay off the night watch. They were exempt from the tillage, which was also the case in what they call Bastien. And they ate their meals either at the Grand Maison or the tavern. They sang or chant in the streets in the evening. Felix Platter describes their rich clothes and their wiles of lure young men to the brothel. So men got money at the time. And they still have money. Prostitution usually receives customers for a half an hour. This is the length of the time away cities by prostitutes of or madames to assure the authorities that the contract had been fulfilled or to get a customer to relinquish a bedroom. Sometimes there were candles to measure the time, and the Italian prostitutes were called whores by the candles. Side note, for those that don't know, which I did not know. All right. It goes without saying that it's a hazardous to attempt to a global estimate of fees by one blank scene to have been the current price in the 15th century for the most expedient service. In June of 1462, a woman could be hired for 2 blanks to do a day work in the vineyard. Young, what they call clandestine prostitutes, 15 to 17 years of age, were paid from 2 to 6 blankets. Now, we all heard the stories of London that they get them young as what do they call teenage age. And I remember B just said something about the average age of what they consider adult or adult-like for, I guess, to engage in fornication. And the laws were hidden in somewhere in the United States was, I think, 12 years of age. And to be honest with you, I still can't find that. Personally. Now, can I say he's wrong? I can't say that. But for him to say 12 years of age and it says, oh, Eurocentric law, surprised it never changed. So to find that 15 to 17 years of age back then, even now, a little different, but it makes sense back then. In the bathhouse, St. Pittsburgh members of a group that also dined well left, what they call Jean segnet 3 or 4 gross for a good evening. On occasion, the prostitutes also accept payments in kinds of a good dinner. A prostitute may have arrived fairly late in the career in the public brothels, never before 20 years of age in the 15th century, but she could not remain there for long when she turns 30. When she turns 30. When she turns 30. What is 30, ladies and gentlemen? The wall. Wait. You know what Kevin has always said? And he said this with a smile and a face. And what Kevin said, he would say, what he said? He would say this.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Hold on.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. She turns 30. Her seniority will begin to show, and it was then time to make plans for the future. A period of uncertain followers. Some continued their careers in the trade of absinthists and managers of bathhouse, thus assuring themselves a comfortable old age. Others choose a cloistered retreat in an institution for penitent prostitutes. These foundations were few, however, and each took in only a few women. They imposed age regulations for admissions and sometimes standards of beauty. In Avignon, a prostitute had to be under 25 years of age and pretty to be accepted. Oh, did not know that. Furthermore, these charitable institutions were not always regarded kindly by authorities, for they encouraged poor girls to take up prostitution in order to solicit aid. Thus, such institutions took in only an elite of poverty and penitence. How much more page? All right. The status of one institution for penitence prostitution in Avignon, as translated at the end of the 15th century, which is I think the 1400s, are savoring indeed. There will be received only young women of the age of 25 years who in their youth were lustful and who by their beauty and formalities could still be prompted by worldly fragility and inclined to worldly voluptuous pleasures and to attract men to the same totality. In Lyon and Grand hospitals could receive only 25 penitents prostitution. Nobility and men of law were not in the least scornful of these young fornications. The only person who arose suspicious or concerned were those who frequent the brothels several nights in a row or spent on a grand scale. The others were for the authorities bon Dieu fil, good young sons regulating themselves and living agreeably. As for the customers themselves, they felt no guilty. Quite the contrary. When two serving men of the abbots of Clairvaux testified concerning a brawl that they had witnessed, they declared the nature had moved them to go sport, and a school clerk confines Monday last between 2 to 3 hour afternoon. Nature moved me to go sporting in the Maison des Phillips. Thus, nature moves them. The nature implies them. They go to the brothels to take their pleasures, and companions living with prostitutes respond to an instant knocking at the door. We are married for the night. Let me pause for a second. Do a pause. If you like the stream, hit the like button. All right. Let's continue. In Alice, the lease agreement for the brothel specifies the manager must keep their beautiful and agreeable young whores or beautiful and titillating partners for lynchery or lechery. As we have seen, the clemented of the Joan brothel in the 15th century at least did not include youth under 18 years of age, and in a probability, the public prostitutions had ordered to refuse underage youth. I think they're talking about young males, if I'm right, the underage youth, but that's not sorry. This savage night time band of roving youth had few members under 18. There was still tolerance and clandestine prostitution, or what you call it, clandestine prostitution, of course, and the servant girls. I believe the male masturbation was allowed by societal moralities precisely because the moralists of the early 15th century turned their efforts to uproot it. This sin was difficult to control. The church had long held to be a minor transgression, and father had good reasons to let their young children indulge in it. Female, what they call masturbation, on the other hand, seems to have been roundly condemned. Oh, so even back then, you're not supposed to be playing with yourself. For all people that is, we live in the West, we're American. This is Western culture, right? Even back then, it said you should not be as woman, be playing with yourself. And let me make myself bigger. I got another page of this. This is going for, and this is talking about European women back then in Europe at the time during 14, 15, 16, and even go as far as 18th century. And we can go even far up to the 19th century, which is the 1800s, right? That it was a taboo for you ladies to play with yourself. They condemn it. Or actually, do they condemn? Wait, hold on. Make sure I understand. Wait one second. Hold on a second, guys. Wait. One second. Oh. Just gotta look up something. All right, yeah, I was right. All right, it's immoral. Okay. Yeah, condemn. So you're not supposed to play yourself, babies, ladies. Back then, in old European ways, it was forbidden. Up to the late 19 going to 20th century, it was a little different, or it was turning around. But let's keep going. In Dijon, in 1486, a woman accused of having prostitution, a very young girl who she said she had kept as a servant, claimed that when the girl was less than 13 years old, she had found her one day putting her finger in her nature. When the girl was asked why, she answered, "To enlarge myself." The mistress beat her and sent her back. Oh, Sam. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Can y'all believe this? Let's keep going, man. Yeah, European women, mistress or madames, they don't play. Or any woman back then that was adults and find a girl doing it, they don't play at all. Oh, they don't play at all. There does not seem to be any reason to doubt the truth of this incident. The girl response seems to indicate a refusal to recognize the masturbation in it as because her servant was she played with herself, that she dismissed her, meaning she was masturbating and she had to be dismissed. Masturbation constitutes proof of serious immorality in her line of reason. Francos Guarini clearly suggests the brothel and the bathhouse entering into the proper function of social and familiar orders. By their own lavicidency, prostitutes satisfied the body impulse. They made multiple and fleet union possible. In making love banal, they saved the young from sensual fallacy and from conflicting with their parents. Garden states supply like a good Linnaeus merchant what Lorenzo Val strove to prove in his De Voluptate, that the brothel is preferable to the convents of the Corsican to chaste virgins, or chaste virgins. I think that's what I mean. In 1453, Jeanne de la Fontaine, a well-known boarder in the city house, gave testimony in favor of a prostitute who had been beaten by a horse, making name Gulliman her own reasons for accusing the man before Jean Robusto, the city portrue. Gulliman headed a band of thugs whom we find implicating in a number of cases of battery and rape. He is, of course, frequent the public brothel, coming there at night, and Jean said when he is there, he caused a great disturbance and has company with the girl where he wants to on them. Obo le semblel de celer, and I'm going to look that up, what that means. I'm not sure if that's French, but let's look before I continue. And make sure you hit the like button, because I'm not going to go through these special words. What does this mean? All right. Okay, it's a French word. I was right. French. As more English, it roughly translates to whoever seems good to him of those. Is likely referred to someone having the liberty to choose or to do some as they see fit from a given set opinion. All right, that's the translation. And does not pay them what they deserve. The allusion seems clear. Enrage the man what it calls sodomy of them, and perhaps Phillips, Jeanne, who wants him banned from the house, accuse him of serious practice that apparently transgresses accepts customs, or transgression accepting customs. Once a week, every inmate of the brothel was medically examined, obviously, because I think with Lily Phillips, now that I think about it, I think she only just ran. Well, I'm not sure by that video. I'm not sure those dudes were tested, but that's another story. Let's keep going. If any were found sick, they were taken away for treatment. If prostitutes caught pregnant, the abbess was responsible for the child being carried for its full term, born naturally, and carefully brought up. Paris being at certain periods less tolerant than the province, where France looked big and the king a long way off. The first of luxury brothels in the west and south Aquarius, a reputation which reached the capital. The Abadines, or the Abaya de Chevaux Verte, Tolson, and the establishment of Montpellier, Angers, the province, were famous on the banks of the Seine. At Strasbourg, on the other hand, there soon arose so many large and small brothels, and so many out of the way holes of corners where vice was rampant, and that prostitutes were to be found even in the towers of the cathedral, for which reason they were called Tower Martin, and given a distinguished sign, a white veil thrown over a black and white cap. Prostitution still had an important place in this moral programming, no longer as an institution that protects decent women and their daughters, but as a means for penitence in the world. And let's look what the word penitence means. I gotta know what that means. 1 second. Because I'm reading this and I should have a clear understanding what these words mean. All right, so the word penance means refers to feeling of regrets and remorse for one's wrongdoing or sin. It often involves a desire to make amends or seek forgiveness for those actions. Penance is a key concept in many religious traditions, where it seems as a necessary step towards recollection and spiritual cleansing. It can be manifest in various forms: confession, prayer, act of atonement. All right, thank you. All right, the brothel was part of the system of fear or the law that must be imposed on women, must be opposed by women, opposed on women, opposed on women. No longer an institution for social harmony, but a repression. Once again, its supervisions was entrusted to the hangman and his henchmen. The establishment of Vincennes were owned by the Dukes of Austria and held on feudal terror from them by the what they call Papergi family, which also enjoys a substantial income from the property. A proportion of the profits were, of course, returned to the whore themselves, or at any rate to the pentiment among them. In 1384, a committee of pawners and wealthy citizens belong to important Venice families determined to render patibel to the girl inmate of the brothel and return to the troublesome responsibility of an honest life by erecting a home of those who repent of their sins. Okay. All right, let me do this. All right, let's continue. It was built at the end of the Singer Strasse near the present day Stata, and a certain Frau Clara Popperger belonged to the Lesseau family, added a chapel. The latter was used chiefly for celebration of the wedding of women formerly members of the local brothel. Any man who rescues a girl in this way was highly esteemed with POTUS logic by the citizen of the Middle Age. No loss of social respect would be incurred by such a step, but if his wife ever returned to her farm habits, she would risk being drawn in the blue tabby. And let's look what blue tabby means. Blue Tabouille is a famous waltz composed by Johann Strauss II of 1866. It is a full title in German and it's an De Schöne Partie Don U, I think that's German, which translates to one of the beautiful blue Tabouille. The piece is one of the most well-known and widely recognized pieces of classical music and has been used for various films, TV shows, culture events. It is especially known for the graceful flow melody that invokes the gentle movement of the Dobine River. All right. So I think it's a song. All right. Many only two married wives of Venena probably started the last of all their trips of Budapest in circumstance of this kind. And this by the man named 720. This is only a small introduction of the rest of the highly detailed information in this book of prostitute system. So far, we define and see that the majority roles of females in the social between ages 18 from 30, which really is 15 to 30, but that's not a question, which use common sense. We can tell the age was younger than 18, as it was set up to fraternal systems with different ranks in society and separate orders within those ranks. Also, relative to the young men that we expect to go to brothels, it was done in a night gang nature of committee. This also will be further explained in this book. And attitudes of gangs like the gang like attitudes are expressed through initiation and rituals. And also, as I'm scanning through this, we also see that prostitution were paid by municipality of the cities to maintain reduction of conflict of crime. Through the patterns also keeps what they call weirdo molesters and other backward sexual practice at a minimum, including bestiality, possibly. So that's that chapter. And let me do this. That's the chapter. And for those that want to know what section of the book I'm reading, if you do care, I'll show you the picture. Where is it? Oh, my fault. This is the book, Kick Out of Heaven, Volume 1. So, and there's more detail of it, but we already, from what I read, some could be as young as 18. It probably the youngest they'll go is 15 of them time. But as you know, that was the purpose of a brothel. So what this has to do with Lee Phillips again, and wrapping this up. Lee Phillips is conducting, which is in her nature. For those that don't know, once she said herself, this was a hobby, and now she takes her hobby into rags and riches with the assistance of her family, particularly her mother. I mean, father, I don't think her father has a problem with it, really, because she's an adult, she said. So, in conclusion, to those that give a crap or are getting their feelings and they said this is immoral, immortal, all this nonsense, I'm telling people, get a life. This is part of your such a culture. The Lily Phillips of the world are just one of many that's already about that life. And that is to make as much money and enjoy what they do freely for rags and riches. And I do believe she will accomplish that goal. She said the number max of partners a person did within a session was 990 men. She could easily eclipse that within roughly 2 days max. And maybe we can go as far as say 3, but we could say 2 days at max. She could probably accomplish this goal. Give or take. Give or take. But on that, I leave it to y'all and hear from y'all in the comment section of this. What's your thoughts and opinions on this? I'll be looking forward to reading y'all comments for this one. Like literally, y'all gotta leave comments because this one was wild. And also, please like the stream. And if you're not subscribed to the Chaos Rain channel, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. The links to follow me are in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ring on Facebook. You could join my Discord service as well. Also, follow me on Rumble. I have a new video on Rumble. Check it out. It's on Rumble right now. And last but not least, depending on certain situation of this video and maybe anything else, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. Membership guys perks. I'd like to give a shout out to Tevin King for his donation to today's stream. I appreciate it, brother. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching today's stream. Until next time, let it chaos reign.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes.
rebuke, I rebuke you, I 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 rebuke.
Okay, you can rebuke it all, but it's a very practical process for 49% of the population. And relationships are reflective. You reflect and draw the kind of men that you reflect. You draw what you are. So if your interactions are chaotic with men,
I rebuke.
about your rebuking, the clock counts for everybody.
Yes.
Kick rocks, bitch.